Now, Q4 is just around the corner and it's the most exciting season where self-publishers can make the most money. However, there's so many self-publishers out there that don't know which exact keywords to target. In this video, I'm going to be giving you 3 perfect keywords that will definitely make you money during Q4. I'm going to be walking you through them in depth and then showing you how you can create these niches using AI, and as well how you can bring your characters together to make these themes and then add text as well to make the perfect storybooks. So make sure you watch this full video, as niche 3 will definitely make you the most money. So the first keyword we'll look at is the first Christmas, and basically this is a book to celebrate the birth of Jesus, and it's a holiday gift perfect for babies and toddlers. So this book currently has a BSR of 35,754. However, the closer it gets to Christmas, this just absolutely skyrockets, and we can see through the data here, if we just look at the book over a year ago during August, it had a similar BSR, but then closer to September and Q4, the BSR just shoots up. So you can see it going to 4,000, and then the highest point it goes to is actually December the 9th, where it has a BSR of 106. And just to show how much a book like this makes during that period, with a BSR of 106, the book is making over $2,400 a day, which is absolutely insane, and roughly 72,000 a month, which is mind-blowing. So if you create something around first Christmas, there's definitely money to be made. And even if we take a look at some of the pages, we can see that it's just a simple book. It's not a KDP book, but the images are very simple, and it's just showing the story of baby Jesus. And we can take a look at a second book as well, which is very similar. We've got this book here, also titled The First Christmas. Again, the Bible's nativity story. Very similar. The graphics are a little bit more detailed, as you can see from the front cover, and very similar story here, that just last year during August, it didn't have a great BSR. It's kind of got a BSR of 260, which isn't too great, but as it gets closer to September and Q4, October, November, December, we can see how the BSR shoots all the way to roughly 4,000. Which definitely proves that you want to be creating a book around this keyword. And that's something that we can use Neolemon for. And it's so easy to create our AI characters within this tool. All we need to do is go over to Character Turbo. Then we've got a few settings we can choose from. Turbo V3 for the latest version. Then we can just describe our character here. So I've got a baby wrapped in a white cloth, and then the expression, we want the full body front view, and then on a plain white background, just so that we can edit it and add more detail later. Then I'll keep it at a square 1:1 ratio, and I've always liked the popular Pixar inspired, and we can see our baby wrapped in a white cloth. This will be in line with the keyword. So we've got our baby Jesus here. Then after this, I've created the Mother Mary. So I've got a woman wearing a long blue robe and a white headscarf. Kept all the other settings the same, and we can see the perfect image that we've got here. It always adheres to the text pretty well. And then finally, we've also created the character Joseph, the father. And I've just described him as a man with long brown hair wearing a brown robe, and it's created the image perfectly here. So once we've got our 3 different characters, we can actually bring them together in a scene, and here the creativity can start. So we can go back to the home page and go over to Multi-Character Pro. And this is where we can add our images that we've created. So we've got character 1, baby Jesus. We've got character 2, which is Mary. And then we've got character 3, which is Joseph. And then we've got our character 2 and 3, they're in a manger and they're looking over baby Jesus. And then all you need to do is make sure you keep that aspect ratio similar, and then just click generate, and we've got our image here. And it's done a wonderful job. The characters look exactly the same as I've created them. And that's what you're going to get with this tool. The images are always consistent. So then you can start creating your other scenes. And all you need to do is just change the description and then generate your next image. The second keyword we will look at is the Giving Snowman. And this is a children's bedtime story about gratitude. So basically, it's a story about how a bird, rabbit, farmer, and traveler actually helped a snowman. And it's just basically about kindness and gratitude, which are qualities you want to learn around Christmas. Now, this book currently has a BSR of 122,000. And while it's not great at the moment, similar to the previous book, it absolutely skyrockets the closer it gets to Christmas. So last year around this time, it had a BSR of roughly 90,000, and then it just gets closer and closer to October. It gets closer to 10,000, and then during November and December, it roughly goes to 5,000, which just shows the potential. And we can see a BSR of 5,000 is making $169 a day, and actually 5K every single month. So this is another great keyword that you want to use your ideas and strategies and come up with something similar. It has that watercolor style vibe to it. And if we just look at some of the pages inside, and then we can see it's got the text on one page and it's got the image on the other side. Not particularly difficult images, but it's in that fun watercolor style, which I think these types of books do really well during the Christmas period. And we can definitely replicate something like this using Neolemon. So within Character Turbo, I've gone and created a happy reindeer wearing a red cap and red tinsel. Again, you don't have to copy their exact idea of using a snowman. Use your own creativity and maybe use some sort of animal that is known for Christmas time. And I've gone with the popular reindeer. I've kept all the settings similar, but I've changed the style to that watercolor illustration, and it's followed the prompt perfectly. Now, if I want to create more other scenes with this exact reindeer, all I do is go to the Editor Pro, and then you can describe the change that you want. So what I've done is to have the reindeer hopping in the snow with other reindeers. So he's spending time with maybe his family, having fun, as something you would do around the Christmas period. And then as well, I've also got the reindeer giving a present to another reindeer, which is something that's done at Christmas time. You're giving presents to other people, showing your gratitude or appreciation to someone. So you're able to build up your theme or idea very easily using this tool. So make sure you go ahead and test out your creative ideas. So right before I get to the final money-making idea, if you're enjoying this video, make sure you give it a like, as it helps other people find the video as well. And if you want more ideas, or if there's any niche that you're specifically looking for, let me know in the comments and I'll definitely create a video around that. I do post videos every week, so let me know what you want to see. So let's get into the final and probably the biggest money-making niche next. So the keyword that you've finally been waiting for is the night before Christmas. And you can imagine the creative ideas that you can come up for this type of book, the things that Santa might be doing before Christmas Day. And that's what's been done in this book. You can see that it's got a huge amount of reviews, which shows that people absolutely love it. And if we scroll down to how well this book did last year, I mean, even currently it's got a BSR of 9,200, currently making $84 a day. However, it just shoots up in October, November, and December. And it actually has a double-digit BSR last December of just 55. And it's crazy that this book got to a rank of 55 on the Amazon market, double digits, which I'm not really seeing before. So it shows that this book was making $3,500 a day. And if it maintained that rank, then it's making over $100,000 a month just from one book alone. So this just shows the possibilities. And we'll just look at some of the images that have been used within the book. So we can just see here that we've got one of the houses that Santa's going to go into. We can see him on this sleigh, the reindeers, and then him coming out of the chimney. These images are a little bit more detailed, but that is no problem for Neolemon at all. And just a further proof, I'll show another book with this keyword as well, with a slightly different idea, The Elf on the Shelf, and it's also the night before Christmas. And during December, we can see that this book got to a BSR of just 8,000, so it's still making a lot of money. So find your own unique angle on the night before Christmas, and there is money to be made. So let's try and create our own idea in Neolemon. So I've gone into character turbo, and all I've literally done to describe the character is typed in Santa and kept the rest of the details the same. Again, I've gone with the watercolor style and it's created my image perfectly just here. Then I've gone to the Editor Pro to start creating different scenes. So you can see here, got Santa coming out of the fireplace holding presents within the sack. Then I've got Santa actually putting the presents under the Christmas tree. And finally, after this, I've also got Santa enjoying some cookies and milk, smiling. So we can see Santa's been on a little adventure there. And now we've been able to just build up a few scenes. One thing is we might want to add text, and we can do that easily within Canvas. Then go back to the home page and then click Canvas, which will allow you to design and edit your story scenes with a simple to use canvas. And this is a page that I did earlier. We've got Santa eating the cookies and drinking the milk, and then some text to explain that he is enjoying it. So all I did to add the image was that I went to add image just here. Then I selected it from the dashboard, and then you've got a few options here, but I clicked on set as background. So then I've quickly got the image there set as a background in a few seconds. Then I've gone over to the blobs here and I've chosen one, and then I've resized it to here, making sure it's not in the way of the main character. And then I've gone to the left and I've just added the text and I've resized it also. So I've just got Santa has worked hard and he's enjoying his milk and cookies. So that's how you'll be able to add text if you want speech bubbles and blobs to your story scenes. And once you're done, just make sure that you export it and then you can just clear it to create a new scene. So let me know which niche you'll be targeting in the comments. And if you liked the video, make sure you do like it so other people can see it too. Also, let me know if there's any other niches that you would like to know about. There will be a guide in the description, so you can take a look at that, which will walk you through everything step by step. And follow this channel for more content. I am making videos weekly, so make sure you're subscribed and ready for next week's video.